Problem number 11 asks us, what is the amplitude of the following equation? Remember that amplitude is the distance away from our midline. Whenever we're thinking about our graph, if we had, say, a sine graph, our amplitude is going to be the distance from our midline to a minimum. It's going to be this distance here. Or from our midline to a maximum. Now, if you have a horizontal shift, or excuse me, not a horizontal shift, a vertical shift. If you have a vertical shift, something that looks like this, then it's still going to be that distance from the midline. Our midline has just been shifted. So now that distance is our amplitude. Since amplitude is a distance, amplitude is always positive, and it's based on our A value. Therefore, for this problem, our amplitude is going to be 5. It is not -5 because amplitude is distance, therefore it's +5. In problem number 12, it asks us, what is the midline of the following equation? Or in other words, it's asking you, what is that vertical shift? Our K value gives us our vertical shift. So our vertical shift, the equation of that midline is going to be y is equal to +4. Since we are shifting our graph up from 0, 0, 4 units. Problem number 13 asks, what is the y-intercept of the following equation? This is a cosine function. This cosine function has an amplitude of 3 and a vertical shift down 2. Therefore, when we think about what is happening with our graph, remember, cosine functions always start on the y-axis up at a peak. So without this vertical shift, our cosine function would start here up at +3, and it would go down to -3. However, every point has now been shifted down by 2 units. Therefore, this intercept is going to move down 2, and our new location would be at +1. Therefore, our y-intercept is going to be at 0, 1, or you could say that the y-intercept is at +1. And problem number 14 asks us, what is the phase shift or horizontal shift of the following equation? Phase shift, horizontal shift comes from our K value. This is a +π/4. Therefore, we are going to move right by π/4. Remember, in the equation for cosine, it's a times the cosine of x minus h plus k. There is a negative inherent in our equation. Therefore, this π/4 is positive. That's what tells us that we're moving right by that unit of π/4.